That was my dad. He was an amazing, amazing man, simply amazing. You know, he believed in seizing the moment. He taught me so much about business and about life. And one of the things he taught me was when an opportunity is in front of you, you have to go after it. You have to go after it hard. You really have to seize the opportunity in the moment. Some of you know his story. I've told it to a bunch of people. He came to this country as a young man with my mother and my sister. He had $500 to his name. He didn't know the language. He had an 8th grade education, but he came here to make the American dream because he believed this is where the land of opportunity was. And he did. He did. He built a business. He took care of his family. He did a lot for his community. And one of the other great gifts he gave me was knowing to seize the opportunity with your family, with your job, with everything you do. You know, we have a lot of parents in the room here, a lot of grandparents. Those of you who aren't, you know what it's like, the gift of children. I will never forget holding my grandchild for the first time and the feeling that it gave me and the opportunity and the moment that I knew another life was starting and there were so many things to be able to do. And you know, we work so hard, all of us, and we do so many things that our lives get intertwined. Business and our lives, our personal lives. I mean, some of my absolute best friends are my people at work. People I've grown close to, people I do things with. And then I think about all of my work friends, and I think about all the things that we do together. I think about our professional careers and what we've been through and where we're going. And you guys know how jazzed I get when I think about where we're going. I mean, think about the rich history of Mannheim, more than 60 years, and how many times have we reinvented ourselves? And do we continue to do that? Think about Autotrader.com. Remember that Super Bowl commercial? I mean, that was the beginning of an era. It was amazing. We took down the servers. And then think about NADA. We're riding a high from coming back from Vegas, all the things that happened there, all the great feedback we got, and the amazing responsibility to make this industry better and to be at the center of it. I think about all the great moments and the opportunities we've seized at Vegas. Dale Pollock, every year with a new product, would have dealers wrapped around his booth waiting to sign up for a new product so they could be the first to get it, so they could be the first to be able to use that product and be the best at it. You know, I think about seizing the moment in so many ways, and you know, you have to think back to history. All the amazing, great moments in history. God, everybody has their favorite, remembering the man on the moon, remembering so many things about history. You know, a lot of you know I'm really into sports. I love sports. So when I think about seizing the moment and great, great moments, I think sometimes about sporting events. And I know we have basketball fans in here. We don't have to go very far to think about something that just happened where someone seized the moment. Think about that NCAA tournament game between Villanova and North Carolina. North Carolina down 10 points in the second half, mounting a ferocious comeback, trying to come back to win the game. And then finally, with 5 seconds left, Marcus Page making this unbelievable off-balance shot, leg kicked out. Talk about seizing the moment, tying the game, and presumably sending it into overtime. But as you know, that's not how the story ended. Villanova, coach around the team, drawing up the last play, deciding what they're going to do. They come down the court, and there's a young man who played for 4 years at Villanova, Ryan Arcidiacono. They drew that play up, and then all of a sudden he sees Chris Jenkins, he passes it to him, time expires. You talk about seizing the moment in sports, there's no better moment than that. But you know, we need to go back to that for a second, because in that huddle, what the coach told them was, we're gonna get the ball to Ryan, we're gonna set a pick, we're gonna get him down the court, and we're gonna let him take that last shot. He's our veteran player, he's the one that's gonna take that shot, we're gonna put everything on his shoulders. And out of the corner of his eye, at the last second, Ryan saw Chris Jenkins wide open. gave him the ball, and boom, the game is over. There is a great lesson there for all of us. It doesn't matter, it really doesn't matter who takes the shot. It doesn't matter who makes the assist, because we're either going to win as a team or we're not going to win as a team. And we are at a critical point at Cox Automotive today where we have to be a team. We have to really understand what that means. We have to understand that it doesn't matter who takes the shot. What matters is how we're going to win together. You know, going back through history, I think about great companies and how they do certain things. And, you know, the one that comes to mind is Apple. Whether you love them or you hate them, think about it. Every single time a new product is launched, it doesn't matter if it's the iPhone, the iPad, or the iWatch, there are lines around the store. The demand is amazing. People want that product. And then I think about companies that don't do it right. And they sit back and they don't seize the moment. The moment seizes them. And you know what happens to them? They fade to black. That's not going to be us. We're never going to fade to black. You know, this isn't about being the biggest. We're pretty big right now, folks. This isn't about buying things and going out there. This is about how we seize the moment, how we put our opportunities together. The industry is expecting us to come up with end-to-end solutions and to be there for them. This is our moment to be able to do that. You know, there's another moment in history that I think about, and that's our founder, Governor James M. Cox. You know, all of you know the story. He ran for president in 1920. FDR was his running mate. He lost to Warren Harding. And that would have been probably a perfect time for him to just kind of fade away. In today's world, he could have gone out and been a public speaker and made millions and millions and millions of dollars. He couldn't have back then. But what did Governor Cox do? Well, you know, he was a seize the moment type of guy. He said, I'm going to go back and I'm going to build a great company, and I'm going to take care of my communities. I'm going to take care of all the people who work for me, and I'm going to leave this world a better place than I found it. That's our story. Our story today and our opportunity today is to build this great company. I know there's still some question about where we're going, how we're going to get there. We're going to talk a lot about that today and tomorrow. But the industry needs us, and we need the industry. We can't be arrogant. We can't say we're big. We've got to be useful. We've got to build the right products. We've got to present them right. We have to take care of our clients in the right ways. You know, we have amazing brands. We've developed some of them ourselves. We bought some of them over time. And those brands, in many ways, will define who we are. We've grown. But we have to be one. All of these brands alone have to come together and be one. And that's how we're going to work to do that. You know, I think back to a really defining moment in history that many of us are a part of. And it all started in the conference room. It was May of 2014. And John Dyer, his team got us together and said, let's talk strategy. Let's talk about the things that we need. And Dallas and I brought the team in, and we had this great heat map of companies we thought maybe we should acquire, things we should start, where we should make investments. And we had a great meeting. And at the end of the meeting, I remember John and Alex both saying, is there something else we should do? And Dale Pollack and Keith Jessic both sat there and they kind of said, yeah, if we really want to rock this industry, if we really want to take care of our clients, if we really want to turn this into something huge, we need to bring Dealertrack and Cox Automotive together as one company. I mean, that was really big. And of course, my first reaction was, you know, there's no way we're going to be able to do that. I mean, it's too expensive, it's too complex, it's going to be too difficult. But we went back, we started talking about it, and over really the next year and a half, we were able to do that. We have brought two great companies together and all the people in this room together. You know, this is one of my favorite pictures. This is what I call a champagne moment. This was in New York City on a Friday night. Actually, it wasn't late one night, it was early Saturday morning. We were at our attorney's offices, and after all the hard work, we had finally signed the papers, and we had brought Dealertrack into the Cox Automotive family. And I remember turning around and going to my hotel and walking down the street and thinking, oh my God, how are we going to do this? This sounded like a really good idea, but I'm not sure it is right now. But you know what? It's a fabulous idea. And our challenge before us, for all of us, is how we're going to take 32,000 team members. We have great people who come from everywhere, who have great backgrounds. How we're going to take 32,000 people and make them think like one. It's going to be how are we going to take sales, which has more than 3,000 team members, and serve our clients in the right way. When I walk into a dealership, when I walk into an OEM, they tell me I don't want to see 7 or 8 people. I want a unified story, and I want you to tell me end to end how you're going to solve my problem. A problem to them, an amazing opportunity for us. And we're going to seize that opportunity. You know, that NCAA clip that I showed you earlier is really an important one for us to think about. It's all about teamwork, folks. It's all about not who takes the shot. It's not about who scores the point. It's about how we do this together. And we're going to talk a lot about how we're going to do this together. We have amazing brands, but really what's important is how we're going to pull this off together as one team and as one great, great company. So over the next few days, today and tomorrow, I really want you to think about. Today's going to be really instructive in terms of talking about what we have. Tomorrow, we're going to talk a little more about how we're going to do it. It's really important for us to seize the moment. This is our opportunity, our moment. We get to do this. This is a point in your career that you may never have again. And let's make sure we enjoy the ride. Let's make sure we have fun together. But most importantly, let's make this happen.